All right, guys, top of the morning. Happy, I was going to say December, October 3rd. Coming to you live, coming to you well, coming to you fully rested. However, I've been up since 3:45. No, I'm not the type of guy that wakes up at 3:45 every single morning. However, I went to bed last night at 7:45 because I'm getting older. Okay. And I just, when my wife says, when I tell my wife, babe, I'm just going to go relax for a couple minutes on the bed. That is AKA you're going to fall asleep within the next 10 minutes. Okay. And what I do, I fell asleep and then I got up really early around 3:30. I couldn't go back to sleep. So I've been up. My wife said that my snore was so loud that the neighbors heard it, but I didn't hear a thing. I didn't hear a thing. So I don't even know if that's truth, but what I do remember. So two things that I don't like. I don't like to get woken up in haste, like, wake up. And I don't like to get splashed when we're like going to the pool or at the lake or wherever. I like to ease myself into the water. Don't like those two things. So my wife said I was snoring so loud. She put her arm on me and she said that she was speaking gently to me, but her eyes were like this. And she was looking at me. And like I look up at her, I'm like, what, babe? She's like, and she was like almost speechless because I guess my snore was so loud, but like, don't wake me up like that. So, anyways, we had an early morning. Whoever's sharing their screen, can you stop doing that? Somebody's sharing their screen. Can you please stop sharing your screen? And now someone's drawing on my screen. Hold
It's,
on.
I'm gonna try. I'm stopping right now. It was an accident.
No, it's not you. It's Sonia Chavez. Hold on.
Sorry, I tried to put something else.
Okay,
Sorry.
no worries, no worries. I took care of it. I took care of it. But anyways, you guys, top of the morning, nonetheless. I'm gonna go to somebody, have them bring us out on the field on this beautiful, amazing Friday morning, and I'm just gonna look around the room, and that person is going to be Blessing. Yes, Blessing. Yes. So glad that you're here, my friend. I'm gonna have you bring us out on the field on this incredible, beautiful, amazing, bright fall morning. I love that it's rained a little bit yesterday. The smell. I'm just stoked on this time of year. Let's roll.
Well, happy Friday, friends. It is it's just a wonderful day. And it's one of those days where the things that we're trying to do are hard. Elias, you shared a story that I listened to on repeat this morning. Yes, this is hard. It's going to be hard. It's supposed to be hard because if it was easy, everyone else would do it. But the things that you're trying to overcome literally pull from your core and demand you to face it. So this is going to be one of those days where you just face yourself. It is going to be hard, but it is so worth pushing through. Yeah, so just face yourself and push through. Let's go.
Well, I love it. And you know what? It seems as of late, well, no, I just don't remember a delay. Like it seems like you've been super constant with your content, whether it's words on screen, whether it's thoughts, whether it's just things that you're doing. So it's really cool to see the consistency that you're displaying on social media.
It's been fun, and that is my hard thing, to put myself out there and let it roll. But um, I want big things, and in order to get there, I watch so many people. Like, I love watching Ashley's rise. I've been watching a lot of Christina's videos. There's just so many people who, like, you see where they started, and it literally, Brandy, you came in screen right then. That girl, her consistency, like, it's just show up and just keep going, even if you're uncomfortable. And it does make a big difference. So that's what I'm rolling with.
I love it. I love it. All right, guys, we're going to talk about a couple things, but before I get into any of the slides, I want to give you guys some perspective and I want to give you guys some thoughts. And I was thinking about Vernon, I was thinking about our leads team, and then I had a call with a client out in Colorado yesterday, and they were wanting to help, they were wanting to understand where the business is coming from each agent. And so I was thinking about this and I thought about it for you guys. No matter if you're on our team or you're not on our team, it doesn't matter. What I want this year to be, 2026, is I want this to be the year of data for each of us. And let me elaborate on this and stay with me on this thought. We'll continue this conversation when we're doing in-person business planning. That's happening in November in 3 different locations. I'll make sure that all of you guys have the invite. I want to see your faces. But here's what I'm thinking. I'm thinking that if we can get very, very good at tracking every single lead source that we have for our own personal business. Think like obviously Zillow, we have all of our Zillow numbers, online leads that we're getting, we have all of our online leads. Right now, what I could do is I could pull a report and say this agent was able to get 120 leads this year and they closed at a 10% close. I know how many deals that person got from that one lead source. That's an obvious. That's an easy one. Well, what I want you to start doing is I want you to start looking at all of your metrics and see what pillars are producing the most results for you, and then start to quantify that monetarily by looking at that data. For example, let's say that you chose to do 48 open houses for the year. That is 4 open houses every single month. And if you are not busy, you don't have contracts, then there's no reason why you shouldn't do that amount of open houses every single month. So stay with me. So for the year, you did 48 open houses. And if every single person that came to that, or excuse me, every single time you hosted an open house, let's say an average of 7 people came, right? Give or take. Some open houses will be more, some will be dead. Let's just say on an average, 7 people came to your open houses. That means that if 7 people came to the 48 open houses, that would have been a total of 384 people that came to your open house in 2026. All right, well then let's do some simple math. Vernon, help me out with this, big dog. I'm going to put you on the spot because my man is great at math. Vernon, if an agent was to see 384 leads in their database times 1% conversion at the very, very minimal, what is that number, big dog?
3.84.
3.84. So let's call that 4 deals that you did from that one open house source. Well, if you are conscious and every single time you meet somebody, you tag that person, you put them in your database, and now you can run a filter and say, okay, pull up all the tags from all my open houses. Well, at 3.84 deals, and let's call it what it is. Let's call 4 deals, okay? 4 deals. And if you take your average sales price, no matter where you are, let's say your average price point is 700,000. Let's times that by 4. That's $2.8 million in real estate volume, the big number. Well, you're not paid directly on that. You're paid a fraction of, which is, let's say 2.5%. Times 2.5%, that means realistically from this one bucket, your top line revenue, aka GCI, your gross commission income, could be roughly around $70,000 from that one pillar. Now, you obviously have to pay splits, you have to pay applicable fees, so on and so forth, but that's just one of your lead sources. Imagine all the people that you meet from networking events, all the people that you meet from your church group, from all the community events that you're doing, from all the door knocking. Every single one of those has a category, and that is in your database. That way, when you sit down and say, let's evaluate what's working for me right now. I've captured 500 leads in the first quarter of 2026 for this bucket. Nobody has produced any results from that bucket just yet, but I'm engaging with quite a few people. I've gotten X amount of online leads. I've been able to convert X amount. I know my numbers on there. You see, what we don't need to do, or excuse me, what we should be doing, is that we should be looking at our business in 2026 and saying, this is going to be the year of me really looking at the data of my business, breaking down every single category. And when you look into your database, you guys, we all have the ability to look into our database. And if you don't have a database, then start building that shit. You see, I could look at our company right now, and I could look at all the different lead sources that we have from OpCity, from KV Core, Realtor.com, all these other sources. For you, it is the same exact thing. Yours could be church events. It could be community events. It could be NACA. It could be my credit repair leads. It could be my open house. It could be my door knocking. You guys get the flow. It could be all of your social media. You want to be able to understand how well your social media is doing for you. Then what you do is you start to track how many of those leads that you take off of the platform. Somebody starts to engage with you. Oh my God, I like that house. Oh, we're thinking about buying a house. I don't know if we can. That person is now moved from Instagram and they're put into your database. So when you sit back, middle of the year, quarter, 3 quarters, at the end of the year, you look at all of the leads that you've gotten from social media. And then you say, well, how many of those am I engaging with and how many of those close? Well, shit, look at that. 2 deals from social media. Why? Because I just took the time to put myself on camera and I got 2 deals. And my average commission on those deals was 20 G's. So I got paid 40 G's this year from just putting myself on social media. Does that make sense, you guys? You see, what I want for you guys to do is to be able to be calculated with all of the leads that you put into your database. If you want a pathway out of Zillow Flex, a lot of people on our team are on Zillow Flex. We love you being on that program. There should be a graduation out of that program. You should be in that program for no more than 2 years, graduate out of the program, pass the baton onto the new bucks that are ready or hungry, haven't developed the business yet because they're brand new and they need their phone to ring. You guys should be able to graduate out of that. You see, this is an opportunity for you to look at the lead sources and the pillars that are producing for you and be able to make more money. You see, we provide you leads to get you started, but at the end of the day, they're taking 40% off the top from you. Your referrals from door knocking, from social media, from all your grassroots campaign, trunk or treats from your church, nobody's taking a referral fee from that. You got to pay a split, but you're not paying a referral fee. So what I want to encourage you guys to do as we're looking at the new year, say this is going to be the year where I capture leads. And listen, if you have no fucking data, we get 3 months into it, and the only data that you have is the data that we've given you from the leads that we've provided you, then you got a challenge in your business, my friends. You need to work harder. You need to work harder. That low-hanging fruit's going to be there for you. You've earned it, right? You've earned it. But that's just low-hanging fruit. If you don't have other data sources to look at, be like, damn, look at how many people I put in my database from my door knocking campaign over the first 3 months. Look at all the people that I met from open houses over the last few months. Look how many people I'm engaging with. Look how many people are opening my emails, looking at homes. Well, if you don't have that data, what does it tell you? I got to fucking go to work. I got to do more work. So my anthem and my sentiment for 2026 is going to help you guys all build a database that you can look at all of your different sources of data to see what is working, what is not working, and where are the opportunities for improvement for you guys. Now, I'm going to pause for a quick second and get some thoughts, get some insight for you guys, because your boy is lit up right now. Like I said, this is my favorite time of the year. Jade, let's go to you really quick. And Vernon, we'll get some thoughts and feedback on that vein from you. Let's go, Jade.
I can testify to social media. So I actually listened to Elias about this and was consistent for 4 days. And I kid you not, in 4 days, I already got 2 leads from TikTok from literally just posting. And I was like, what the heck? I was like, okay, I thought this was all fake. I was like, nah, it's not gonna work, whatever. But then I actually tried it. I was like, oh my gosh, like, okay. And then my husband works in a company, and basically, long story short, we ended up helping his coworker out. I guess his realtor ended up screwing him over. I felt really bad for him. We ended up helping him, but he referred his sister over to me. And she's like, hey, I just won a lawsuit. I want to purchase a property. Can you please help me? My brother really likes the way you work. So I was like, oh my gosh, like it's literally, I think it's just like being genuine and being yourself and being helpful. That's what it really gets you. So yeah, social media, it works.
Hey, if I can kicking and screaming, you guys kicking and screaming. I've been at this way too long, way too long. The things that I share with you are not theory. This is market tested over and over and over again. The only thing that you have to get over is yourself. That's it. The business is there for all of us. We just have to get over ourselves. So I'm going to go to Vernon. I'm going to go over to House of Mama San, get some thoughts, get some feedback, get some insight on the conversation thus far. Let's roll.
I love the sentiment that you're setting before us for 2026 being the year of data. And here's why that's so important to me. We are, everyone on this, we're running a business. Okay. You are a business owner, ideally a multi-million-dollar business. And so every successful business has what's called a business model. All business models that are designed for success are driven by one thing: data. Why? Because the data tells us the story. So with 2026 being the year of data, as business owners with a business model, if you don't have a model, you need to work smarter and not harder. But if you do have a model and it's not driven by data, then how effective is your model going to be? So going into tracking, because Elias says this all the time, data tells the story. And so the data is going to tell you the story of the health of your business model. And so if it's not tracked, if it's not written down, it didn't happen. So I love the idea of stepping into a new year focused on data, which is going to drive the direction of your business model, which will hopefully result in tremendous success for each one of us. So that's good stuff, Coach.
Yeah, Vernon, I was working with Treasure's team yesterday, and her CFO said, well, what if that lead goes into like a nurture pond? Well, it's okay. they're going to tag themselves. So they're that original agent. And if that goes into a nurture and it goes into a long-term pawn or whatever the case is, that still counts as a lead that they receive, whether or not it went into nurture, dead, didn't do anything. So what we're still doing is we're tracking the high level amount of leads that you've gotten and then looking at your conversion rate based on all of those. And you know, like Vernon said, you guys, we're running a very successful business right now. And when you look at all of our lead sources, we're able to see where all that business is coming from, right? We're able to see at a very, very high level. So as we run the company, the speed of the leaders are the speed of the agents. This is what we want for you guys. We're not doing this haphazardly, right? We just broke over $500 million in real estate volume this year. That doesn't happen by chance. It doesn't happen by chance. It's by running a business with intentionality, knowing where we're going and knowing where our core strengths are and pushing to do even more of that to get even more results for our team members. So I appreciate your sentiment on that, Vernon. Let's go to House of Mama-san and we'll get one more contribution before we move on in the conversation. Let's go, Mama-san. What do you got for us?
Okay, so I guess we'll talk about social media, and just don't overthink it. That's the thing that Coach Elias taught me in the very beginning. This is my year 4. When I first started the game, I was super scared. I was like nervous talking on the phone. My mouth or my voice would tremble. Sometimes it still does. But anyways, don't overthink it. You know, stop thinking about other people think about you. Just put shit out, get creative, have fun with it. You know, I yesterday and today I and this is kind of off the just playing around with my social media. I realized I had like 7 different tours and I screenshotted it and I posted it and I showed, okay, this is what my day looks like, right? 7 tours. And then I was like, okay. And then after the next clip was the day in the life. So I showed like me touring through the things. And then this morning, I was like, you know what, let me make it fun and make a contest and show get some leads from that. And so I created this like contest, you know, share, DM me 3 people that you think might be interested in buying or selling, or share my profile, and then $25. And then you also have to guess which of the 9 properties I posted, which one did my client choose. And so, I mean, I just posted that like an hour or 2 ago, and I'm getting, you know, hits. And so to say, have fun with it, don't give a fuck, post shit, get creative, have fun.
That's right. I love it, you guys. And let's get off the social media talk. You know, obviously we're having that, but I'm gonna get one more contribution. Let's go, Christina. Let's get a contribution on the conversation thus far. Then we're gonna get right into energy and action. Let's roll, Christina. Sorry, Christina. So no, Christina Macias Chan, you go then.
Yeah, I think I've been leaning a lot into my sphere and social media, but the sphere is the one that's been strong. I feel like just telling people everywhere I go, and everyone right away starts asking me about the market and all this, so I have really good conversations. So I'm just leaning into that for now.
Okay, awesome, you guys. We're going to talk more about this in business planning, but I'm planting the seed, and I'm really going to implement this and help you implement this throughout the year. I want the year to be the lead year the year of lead capture and the year of data. You see, if I can help each of you get to 1,000 people that you have organically put into your database through your outreach, I promise you that's going to set you up for success. That's going to give you an opportunity to create your own lead pond, new opportunities. Even if people say that they want to wait for all the leads that you guys have, you'll be able to work them in a different way. And so I'm committed to this. We're going to talk more about this at business planning, but let's get right into this. For the people that are not on my newsletter, we have created a weekly Keep It Moving playbook. Now, it's just some thoughts and some takeaways from the things that we do here in coaching, but I'm going to drop that down below. Feel free to take that, grab that. I'm going to drop this every single week. That way you guys have it. It really breaks down the things that we cover here, but it's a little bit more digestible. You'll have it. You can print it out. You can save it on your bookmark, so on and so forth. But let's get right into the conversation, as if we were not already in the conversation. So sometimes you just get rolling, all right? Sometimes you just get rolling. So I saw this, and man, I want to stay here for a second because this landed for me, and I want to share this with you. At least give your best self the same amount of time to build your life that you gave your worst self the time to destroy your life. Let that land for a quick second. At least give your best self the same amount of time to build your life that you gave your worst self the time to destroy your life. You see, there was a time that we didn't have our shit together. There was a time where we were drinking, we were partying, we were doing things that were negative, the toxic things, toxic traits, toxic, relationships that we stayed in for years, the drinking, the closing of the bars, the doing party, after hours of, activities, whatever it is. If you gave 5 years, 10 years, shit, even 1 year, maybe even decades to those types of habits, those types of choices, and those mindsets that broke you down, then why do you expect your best self, why do you expect your best self to show up in just 5 weeks or 5 months? You see, oftentimes I'll talk to people, and I've talked to people that left the team. They said, oh, coaching didn't work for me. Fuck that. You didn't work. You didn't do the work. Right? I promise you, if you apply the things that you learned here and in other circles, when other coaches are talking, when other people are talking about mindset, if you got off those calls and you actually did something, I promise you, you would change your life. But that is the choice. When the screen closes, when the camera goes off, what are you doing with the information that you receive? Was it in that moment? Wonderful. Congratulations. And then you close that screen and you go back to this, this shit isn't working. No. Are you working? Are you doing the deep work? Are you breaking it down? Are you knocking on the doors? Are you prospecting? Are you putting yourself out there in uncomfortable situations? Right? You want to say coaching's not working for you. I don't think that you're working for the coaching. So at least give your best self the same amount of time to build your life that you gave your worst self the time to destroy your life. God, I was a fucking amazing alcoholic. I was an amazing alcoholic. I did that for many years. I was great at it. But I had to put the same effort, focus, energy into building a new life, new energy, new patterns, new habits in order for me to have a life of abundance that I have now. So I was willing to do the work. I was able to face my fears, insecurities, put aside my doubts, put my ego aside and say, who do I want to become? And what are the things that I'm not willing to negotiate with any longer in my life? I did those things really good that were toxic for my life. Now you have to ask yourself, how much am I actually doing? How much work am I doing? Am I putting as much work in myself as I did with closing down the clubs? I'm going to share that with you guys. I thought it was powerful. Does anybody have any thoughts, any feedback, any sentiment on this? Saw some heads shaking. I saw some nods. I saw some, Boys getting deep today. I'd love to hear your thoughts, contribution on this. Blessing, I figured you'd raise your hand on this. Brandy, you've got your hand up too. Anybody else that wants to get involved in the conversation, I'm ready for it. Let's roll, Brandy. You're our Blessing. You're up first.
You know that this whole conversation is my jam, because if you think about how much time did it take to destroy it, like, and then for you to realize that it's destroyed and that it's not what you want, like there's such the activities you were doing, and then the realization period to actually reflect and see, like, and question it again, facing yourself. If you don't do that, you can't even begin to build up. Like, it's such a raw moment to say, I'm actually not okay with this. And from there is the time where you start to, give yourself the time to move forward. But you have to be realistic. We're not going to be different people overnight. It might even take longer, just because you want those habits to be so much more firmly rooted and connected to something else. So taking the time and being really honest, and you will fall, but you just have to get up more times than you fall.
And I appreciate you chiming in. When I put that on the screen, I figured if you were here today, you would chime in, and I'm so grateful that you have. Let's go, Brandy. Brandy, what do you have for us? Thoughts, takeaways, insights on what I just put on screen, and then Gary Archer, you'll be on deck. Let's roll, big dog.
Yeah, I absolutely love this sentiment. Part of this whole, like, as you were reading it and stuff, it just makes me think of, recovery time for anything. Obviously, I have my own personal experience with types of recovery and things like that, and that doesn't happen overnight. And a lot of times, especially if people don't really have the experience of recovery, they think it happens overnight. But really, it's a whole process. Like when a doctor gives you a diagnosis, usually there's, I mean, I did treatments for 4 years, and I am still like, there is no actually recovery. I am still maintaining like my health, and just, when you go through certain situations, like you said, like you're a great alcoholic. Well, I'm sure we're all like great unhealthy people, right? We go to the cabinet, we pull out those snacks, we go, maybe we skip the gym and we go, wherever else, or, kind of like Kelly said, like, I messed up and I'm back at it. Well, then that all takes those steps. And one of the biggest things that I've like been thinking a lot about to kind of change my mindset and really hold some strong boundaries and stuff is sometimes we have to think about that little person or that other person who needs that comfort and go, what am I willing to do to protect that? Like, my biggest thing recently, and it is really deep, is I go, what happened in my life, there is a whole person missing. So now all these new people, these new opportunities, this new fresh start, or however you want to look at it, is all because I'm missing somebody in my life. Now that to me is way valuable, and somebody better value what I'm bringing to the table, and I better get really strict with my time, my energy, and the results that I'm producing, and protect that portion of my success and my family and how that's going to affect my kids. So I like
Man,
it. I like it.
I appreciate it. And I appreciate you chiming in. Let's go, Gary Archer. And then Coach V, you'll be on deck. Let's go, Gary. What do you got for us?
I mean, everyone is kind of around the same sentiment, but I think we all, when someone's going down a bad road or they find themselves in despair, they kind of go back to the one major mistake they made. So a lot of people get caught up in, fuck, I made a major mistake. Maybe I can make one good play and then be back on top. It's hard to realize, yes, we're fighting for ourselves, but the whole world is fighting for themselves as well. So we're really unselfish, think we're going to show up one day and take everyone else's shine, right? If it rains for 30 days straight, the sun's got to come out for 2 days before the ground is even dry. So, we have to be present in the moment, be accountable, and it's okay to make mistakes. But, we have to climb back up the mountain. When you say it's much work, people people forget, it's an old saying, if you do what you love, you'll never work a day in your life, right? You said I was a fucking great alcoholic. I was great because you loved it. That's the only reason you were great at it. It didn't feel like work. So people got to switch that mindset and say being great isn't work. That's what life's about. Get the joy of saving those good coins in your life, the good energy, and go after it.
That's right, my man. Listen, I'm going to say this for everybody that's on this call. I just appreciate how philosophical each of you get. I appreciate how emotionally aware that you guys are. I appreciate the vulnerability. And so I want to encourage you guys. You have seen the growth of the people on these screens. Kitty cat, stop. My encouragement to you is if you're on these calls and you're not speaking up and you're not raising your hand and you're just having this be in the background in the cuts, get involved in the conversation. You have a voice, you have a contribution, you have something to say, you have something to provide to everybody else, and they might hear your words like, wow, that's a new voice on the call. Really, really appreciate those words, you guys. I want to push you because every single person that I've pushed to talk on these calls, I've seen nothing but tremendous growth. Nothing but tremendous growth. Raise your hand if you were that person early on that didn't want to get on the mic, and now you have, and you feel that you've grown as a result of it. Appreciate you guys. Let's go, Coach. You're up next.
Man, it's easy to live a destructive life. There's no boundaries, there's no discipline, it's reckless, selfish, destructive. It's easy to live that way, but it takes work to live a constructive life, right? It takes discipline and consistency. So like new phases require a new identity. Want to get to the next level in your life, business, health, relationships, it's going to require you to transform, and we can't be afraid to become. Like when you come to the decision to win, that's when life really begins. And so give yourself some grace. That's all
Man,
I
I
got.
appreciate you. I appreciate you, big dog. Sonia, I'm going to come back to you in just a second. I'm going to shift gears in the conversation, so don't go too far. But I love what you just said, Vernon. I love what was written in the comments. Stephanie said, Elias, the first time you called on me in coaching, I hung up. All right, next up, Stephanie.
That's the funniest thing I heard all week right there. Especially Stephanie, right? That's so funny. She's like, click.
Yeah, I'm not even a shy person, but I was so terrified. This was like 2 years ago, a year and a half ago, a long time ago.
Yeah, I hear that sometimes. Oh, you're intimidating. No, I'm not. I'm a big loving teddy bear, all right? I'm just intense. All right, let's get into the conversation of the morning, Vernon. All right, so we're kicking this off with energy. Listen, have I ever came to the session? You guys, just how you doing? No, no, I choose this level of energy. And so I want to ask you guys, on a scale from 1 to 10, how much action energy are you carrying right now? That action energy says that I'm going to go out, I'm going to fuck some shit up. I'm going to go out there, make some calls, make the videos, knock on the doors, open houses. I'm ready to go. I'm fired up. Elias, bring that business planning on. I'm ready to attend. I'm ready to write. I'm ready to do the things I need to do. On a scale from 1 to 10, how much action energy are you carrying right now? Put that in the chat down below, please, and I'll pause while you guys light up that chat right now. 11. Okay, good. I love this. All right, Cortez, I see you, big dog. 12. Yes, yes. 9, 10, 10. All right, cool. Keep it coming. Be honest with your numbers. 10, 10. Gary Archer, 10. All right, keep it rolling. 8, 9, 10. Thank you, guys. 10, 9. Hell yeah. Hell yeah. That's what this is all about, you guys. Listen, we sometimes need to manufacture that energy. We need to find it within ourselves. We need to get up, get some water, move around. Motion creates emotion. You guys have heard this all before. I'm not here to provide you with all these things that you've never heard before. You've heard it. You guys wake your ass up, move your body, and make sure that that energy is at the highest level. So type one word in the chat that describes the energy you are bringing to the Zoom right now. Is it excited? Is it fruitful? Is it abundant? Is it, I'm going to fuck some shit up today? Whatever it is, I want to know what you, if you had to define that with one word, bring it. All right, so I got it. Authenticity, as always, undeniable, focused, hopeful, explosive. All right, you guys, sponge, confident. All right, keep it rolling, you guys. I absolutely love this. Flair, okay. 30 or maybe thirsty, I don't know. Fierce and focused. Okay, cool. I love this. Grateful. Wonderful, you guys. I appreciate all the contributions. Keep them on in. Hungry. Boy, Dom is hungry. I like that. Really good stuff, you guys. All right, let's continue cruising on. Levels of action. I'm going to ask 3 people this question. We have 3 different levels here. So this one's for your mind. What's one limiting belief that you're currently proving wrong by taking action this week? Maybe it was you not getting like what Jade said. She's like, well, you know, Elias, it actually works. So that was a limiting belief that maybe it didn't work and maybe it wasn't going to work. But what's one limiting belief that you're currently proving wrong by taking action this week? Tell me what it is, you guys. I need one person to get involved in that conversation. Go ahead and throw your hand up. Don't be shy. Jade threw her hand back up, but she's already contributed. Is someone going to get involved? What's cool, Jade? What do you got for us? And Sonia, I haven't forgot your hand.
One belief I stopped believing is that I'm too young. I know this sounds crazy, but I'm only 23 and I'm pretty sure there's a lot of people here young age too. But I've actually been told by 3 other realtors that have been in the industry for 15 years plus, they told me, and they're like, you're too young, you don't understand what you're doing. So I'm like, cool. All right. I'm like, so I'm actually overcoming that because I was like, you know what? I'm not too young. I have the resources. I have the team. I have the people that are behind me that have been doing this for a long time. So I'm cutting that belief out. I'm like, I can do this. And I'm not just doing it for me. I'm doing it for my kids and for my family. So whatever they say, it doesn't matter to me at the end of the day. I'm like, I'm going to keep going.
That's right. Listen, I don't care how old you are. What's going to show is your level of expertise, your grit, and your hunger to want to succeed, right? As long as you know your shit, you know how to take people through the process, you know how to educate them, advocate for them, inform them. You're confident about all those things. I don't care if you're 18 years old. I don't care. I don't care right? It's going to show in the way that you are producing your results for your consumers and the way that you advocate and educate for them. So Jade, I appreciate that contribution. Let's go over to let's go to Abel. Abel, I'm going to go to you, my man. What's one limiting belief that you're currently proving wrong by taking this action this week?
Just being a new real estate agent, not knowing too much, but just letting people know that I'm a real estate agent and not being shy that, I don't have too much experience.
Yeah, but you know what you have? You have communication skills. You see, when you have communication skills, then you can learn all the necessary things about business. You just need to know how to communicate with people and ask really good questions and be able to listen, right? The only way that you're going to understand this business is by reading, by doing research, by showing up to events like this. So, Abel, I appreciate that. Jade, I appreciate that as well. I want you guys to drop your age down in the chat of how old you were when you got into real estate. Drop your age in the chat below of how old you were when you got into this.
The niche.
49. All right, perfect, perfect. 41. Okay, cool. 42, 45, 22, 38, 20, 28. So here you go, Jade. Everything in between. So I've been in business since I was 18 years old. I started my business career on the streets at 15 years old. And look where I'm at now. Look where I'm at now. So, all right, let's continue cruising on. I appreciate you guys' contribution on this. Let's go to your business. What's the one action you know if you do consistently for the next 90 days, 90 days from now until Happy New Year, that would radically change your income? Radically change your income. What's the one action you know if you just did this thing consistently that it would radically change your business in the next 90 days? I'm going to go to some people that I haven't heard too much from today. I'm going to go to one of our guests, Dominic. I'm going to go to you, Evelyn. You're going to also be on deck here. So, Dominic, what's the one action that you know if you do consistently over the next 90 days will radically change your income? What is it, big dog? Let's find that mute button. All right, going once.
How's
There
it
it
going?
is.
You hear me?
Yep, loud and clear.
One thing I would do, and I'm going to be doing for the rest of this quarter and going up into 2026, is posting. That is how I've been expanding my business, is just being energetic and using social media to its advantage. And I'm going to be making sure to keep that consistent and going through all the way up until this next quarter.
Let's go, bro. I always say, whose name are they going to say? They're going to say the person's name that they see the most. And that literally it reminds me of LaRussell. LaRussell blew up his music career solely by just being independent and just going all in on social media and just song after video after song after video after video after song over and over and over again. They're going to say the person's name that they see the most. Dominic, I appreciate your sentiment on that. Let's go Evelyn, then we'll go Kia. Evelyn, what do you got for us?
I would say consistent follow-up, because I feel like a lot of the newer leads I get is because their previous agent isn't like on it. So I would say consistent follow-up.
God, I absolutely love this because that's where most agents unfortunately drop the ball. We do shitty follow-up. We don't have a system. We didn't put them in our CRM. Oh shit, I told him I'd call him last week. I didn't call him last week. When you tell somebody that you're going to call them on Tuesday, July 19th, you call them on Tuesday, July 19th. But if you don't have a system, you don't have a CRM, you don't set a reminder, we're human, we're going to forget things. So Evelyn, I really, really appreciate that. Really good stuff. Kia, let's go to you. Contribution on that vein or answer that question. Let's roll.
So I just finished Intensity, and I feel like even if it's just a smidgen of what I've been doing in Intensity, if I don't let up, next year is gonna be amazing. I've already I'm headed to a listing. I'm running fast as I can across this bridge right now to prep for a listing. There's just so many things in the fire right now. Like it's ready, but I just got so many other things going on. But I feel like as long as the things that I've learned in Intensity, I just continue to just, do what I need to do with that, next year is going to be very, very nice.
Yes, like 300 said in the movie, hold yes. Your fucking line, like Vernon said in the chat. Hold your line right now, homie. I appreciate that sentiment. Really, really good stuff, you guys. Now we went business. Now let's go to your guys' fitness and health. What's one micro action you can take daily to feel sharper, stronger, and more confident in your body over the course of the next 90 days? What's one micro action? And I want to hear from you guys. Anybody take yourself off of mute on this one? I want to hear from you guys. Maybe that's simply keeping a cadence of 6,000 steps. Maybe that is simply making sure that you are tracking your sleep patterns, right? Your recovery is as important as your fitness, right? If you're not getting adequate sleep, your REM sleep, your deep sleep, your latency, if those things aren't at a high level, then you are not recovering your body and you're not going to lose weight. You're not going to feel good. You're not going to be restored. You're not going to like the look of your bags on your eyes. You guys, maybe that's the one small micro thing, but let's hear from TT, who lives in the fitness world outside of real estate. So TT, let's hear from you. What's one micro action you can take daily to feel sharper, stronger, and more confident in your body? Let's roll.
Sure. I do live in the fitness world. And I've been teaching Zumba for 15 years. Absolutely love it. But one thing that I love or that I need to work on in the fitness world is being still, especially in the morning, to set the tone and think about what you want in life in general, because a lot of people in the fitness world seem to think that if you just go hard, you're going to get this result. But like you just said, it's all about recovery too. And that's life too. And that's what I'm thinking about in the real estate world as well, because it crosses over. You know, you can go hard, but if you don't sit back and look at the bigger picture and be thankful for what you do have, the blessings aren't going to come, because you really have to appreciate what you have in the moment and sit in stillness. So that's what I'm working on right now, is sitting in stillness, waking up in the morning early to set the tone for the day.
Okay, there's a book I want you to go buy today. It's called Stillness Speaks by Eckhart Tolle. If you've not read that book, please buy that book today.
I actually already have it written down. You've recommended that already.
Okay, perfect. I love it. Listen, you guys, I appreciate you saying this, and I'm going to speak some truth as well. As always, we're always sharing. But what I wanted for a micro commitment. You see, I got a fitness coach now. He lists all the things for me to do every single day. And so it's like really easy to go into the gym. Well, I know I go to the gym every single night. Well, what's easy for me to do is like, okay, I'll do my cardio and then I'm going to get right into the working out. And so what I tend to do is I tend to miss the stretching. I got a whole list of stretches that I need to do, but I'm like, I'm good. Well, I'm going to fuck around and find out, because I had my injury last year. The reason why I have to do these stretches is because I had that injury last year. So he has me stretching before my workouts. But sometimes I just go right in from cardio into my workout without stretching. So a micro commitment that I'm going to declare is making sure that I do those stretches. And even if that means that I do it here before I leave my house or the office, wherever, before I hit the gym. So that's a micro commitment. So Tanisha, I appreciate you saying that, because as much as because when you lift the weight, you could see it, your shirts fit a little bit tighter, you feel good, but in the inside, is your body limber? Are you stretched out the way that you need to be in order for you to continue building? So Tanisha, I appreciate you. Let's go to Christina Macias Chan and then Demian Bledsoe.
Yes, I think one thing that I'm going to continue, or that I should start doing, because I've been talking to a couple of fitness coaches. They always come in my DMs because I'm always posting about my gym stuff. I go at 5 a.m. 3 times a week. I love it. Nobody's there. But anyways, what I'm not doing is tracking my food. And so it's just, they're like, what are you eating? What are you having? I'm like, I don't know. I wish I could tell you, because I'm always just like going from call to call, going from place to place. And it's just, I find that really time consuming. I'm trying to find a better way to do it. But if I want to see results and I want to see improvement, then I need to, because they need to know, what I'm eating, how I'm eating, what my body's doing with the food. So I need to track. So that's what I got to do.
I love this. Download, if you have not done it yet, the MyFitnessPal Pro. And then be able to be clear on what your macronutrients are. That's probably a conversation with the dietitian, to tell you, based on where you want to go in your fitness goals, what are the macronutrients that you should be that should be in your diet every single day. I took that macronutrients list from my coach and I gave it to a meal prep company. And now the meal prep company provides me breakfast, lunch, and dinner. And then I know what I can do for snacks. Am I over the meal preps? Yeah, totally. Absolutely. But I'm still going to do it because it helps to keep me disciplined. And then it's like, it's everything that I need to do. I need to hit my carbs, I need to hit my fats, and I need to hit my proteins. And it's all done in those meals that are provided for me. So I'll drop that information to you, Christina. Send me a text message. And then if you need me to pick up the meals for you and drive them out to you, we can meet halfway, whatever the case is. I can do that for you. Okay. Let's go to Deep Bledsoe. Deep Bledsoe, contribution on the conversation thus far.
Yeah, live from the gym. The workouts just fuel the rest of the day and the week. Like the energy and the endorphins, it just helps get right to business when I leave here, or even doing business at the gym. And somebody on these calls said this a while ago, but this is one of the best places to network as well. Like people start seeing you after a while and what you do, and they want to start talking to you and knowing what you're about. And people see me on these calls and here, and they ask questions. But on top of that, you just, again, you feel better about yourself. Recently, I cut beer and coffee out of my diet, and because I wasn't seeing any progress in my dad belly, and it's been about a month and a half, I think, since I've done that, and now I'm starting to see 2 of the 6 packs. And no, I mean, again, when you make these alterations, you can see how making these changes can be effective, but it also transcends the business. If you make small changes in your business, you can start to see progress. So it's cool once you get the proof that work works, then you can apply it across the board. But yeah, the workouts, they keep me going for real.
I love it, man. I love it. I'm glad that you got your 2-pack popping. Absolutely love this. Let's go House of Mama San. Then we'll go back up to Sonia, and I'm gonna start wrapping session. Let's go House of Mama San.
All right, I'm gonna push for it, but sober October. I know we always use these little, dry January, blah blah blah. But this month, I'm gonna do 1 month at a time, 1 day at a time. Actually, I'll be very vulnerable right now. 4 years ago, I hit rock bottom. I was in AA, and I went through the program. I didn't get all the way through the steps, but we did some of the 12 steps. But to say, and there's, I dibble and dabble and drinking here, there, but it's just right now, I'm just like, it's game time. Q4, I want it to be the best, months of the year. And I think just having a healthy mind, body, and waking up early. But I mean, it's only been 3 days. Hey, 1 day at a time. But
hey, we'll take it.
I feel sharp. I feel good. And, I get shit done. I get work done. So that's going to be
yes.
Anybody want to help me, push me, just hit me up every day. Like, Dre, are you doing good still? And also I get a daily reminder to just, remind myself, you're doing good. And
I love it. I love it for you. I really do. The older we get, the alcohol, you could feel how toxic it is in your body, right? How long it takes you to actually recover. In our 20s, shit, we can go out, drink whiskey and smoke cigarettes all day, wake up, go snowboarding, go to the office, whatever it was. But when we start to get a little bit older, it's like you could feel how toxic it is on your body. And so I'm a pro advocate for that. I'll never push sobriety on anybody. That is my journey. I just know that that one change in my life has had a massive, massive impact on who I am as a father, as a husband, as a leader, as a coach. It was the best decision I ever made. So House of Mama San, I'm rooting for you. Sonia Chavez, I want to go back to you. I don't want to miss that hand up. I want to make sure that I get your contribution before we start to wrap sesh. Sonia, did you have something that you wanted to share?
I'm sorry. I just want to work hard for in this field, and it is my beginning of my career, and I want to do my best, and put on work,
Well, I
take
appreciate you.
advantage of everything I have on my hands.
That's right. That's right.
Mhm.
Well, listen,
Amen.
I've seen you show up tremendously over the last few weeks. You're just getting started. You have a really good mentor in Ophelia. You know Anna now. There's just a strong Spanish-speaking community in our environment. You have strong Latina women in our environment that could support you. I think you're going to serve that community at a very high level. So, Sonia, I appreciate you being here. Thank you for your contribution. You guys, let's go full circle on this conversation. And before I wrap this up, I want to hit you guys with what I'm calling a truth bomb for today. Obviously, we have talked tremendously about action, mind, body, spirit, business as well. But I'm not going to put us in breakout sessions. I want you guys to sit with this question. question. What's one bold action you've been avoiding, and what's the real reason you've been avoiding it? And what the fuck are you going to do to change it? Right? I want you guys to think about that bold action, that big move in your business, and why you've been avoiding it, and what's the real reason. Maybe the real reason is behind all of it, you're just scared, and that's okay. Right? You're just scared. The real reason you've been avoiding it is because you don't know, you don't have the confidence, whatever it is. Well, if we're able to identify the challenges and the real reasons that we've been avoiding things, and you're able to identify that, then the follow-up question is, what the fuck are you going to do about it? If you don't ask for help, if you don't raise your hand, if you don't read the books, if you don't apply the learnings and the teaching, if you don't get uncomfortable, then you're going to stay stuck. And if you're in this Zoom right now, and you've seen this or been on the Zoom in the past, these are about keeping it moving towards our dreams, goals, and vision. I don't just say that to say that. These sessions are about progress. It's about momentum. Even if it's small, millimeter steps, it's okay. We're moving closer to the things that are important to us. So I want you guys to sit with that question. I'm going to come full circle on that question next week, but let's do this. Let's wrap session and get some key takeaways from people on the call today. I'm going to go over to Jacob. Jacob, my little brother, give me one key thought, one key takeaway from our time together today. Let's roll. And then I'll go to Chris B, and then let's see how much time I got for everybody else.
Elias, thank you so much. I actually have a couple of things I wanted to say. One, I want to start off with gratitude. I can't express how much this call has meant, just from the different messages. More importantly, everyone that's spoken today, I'm truly inspired. Feeling afraid is something that I am definitely, I don't want to say overwhelmed with, but I am confronting it. I am less than 30 days from moving my license, which gets me excited for this next step in my journey in this career. So with that said, I definitely want to take some action. Recently, I not only have I been excited, I've been getting my kids excited, and that pushes me even further. It pushes me to stay on top of not just me being thirsty to learn, also me being wanted to be more active. You know that I had surgery not too long ago, but recently I've been getting more disciplined, getting into the gym, more so because my hip is allowing me. So, I'm very grateful for that. And then last but not least, my plans of action, which is something that's very important to me, is things that I'm moving forward, a number of different things, a lot of huge announcements coming by the end of next month, and a number that not just one thing, many things that's going to change the foundation for my family. So I'm super excited about that. And again, I just can't express enough the inspiration that I pull, not just from you, but from the team here too. So hearing everybody's experiences, hearing everyone's feelings that I'm not alone, it does drive me forward too. So I just want to say thank you to you and everybody part of today's meeting too.
Man, I appreciate that, Jacob. And Jacob and I have known each other since I was 26 years old. And, he's always been in my life. He's a brother. And don't let the glasses fool you. The boy's got chuckums. He's been training MMA for many, many years. That's why he had to get a hip, surgery and everything. And so don't let the clean cut fool you. The boy's the dog. The boy's the dog. So I appreciate you. Thanks for being here, Jacob. Let's go over to Chris B. Chris B, always out on his morning walk, getting his steps in. Let's go to you, big dog. Key thought, key takeaway from our time together today.
My key thought and takeaway is that I'm just grateful to be able to tap into this community 3 times a week, because I get a lot of inspiration, and I love how introspective everybody is. From everybody looks at me like I'm the OG and I know it all, but really I get a lot from the young folks, and just your mindset and how I see you pushing and overcoming, because life is not easy, and you guys keep showing up, and you guys keep reminding me that I got to keep pushing, you know what I mean? And raise it up another level, and look at my faults and try to improve on myself. So I appreciate you all. Have a great weekend. Hold your open houses. I got my open houses lined up. I got my list of people to call and follow up. So just tapping in with you guys makes me realize that I got to get busy, because I got to keep up with y'all. So I appreciate everybody.
Man, listen, bro, we look to you for inspiration, for guidance, but I'm so glad that you are getting stuff from the group. And just like Jacob said, there's the power of collective wisdom. You guys, like, I can ask a question and then look how many people respond to it that have different perspectives. And then that is what the collective wisdom is all. That's the power of this call. And so you guys, I'm encouraged, I'm inspired. We've done these sessions hundreds and hundreds and hundreds of times. And every single time I get ready to do these calls, I'm here with the same level of enthusiasm and excitement of what's going to happen. I am still so engaged and so inspired. And no matter what I do in this industry, this, my friends, is my true north. This session right here is my true north. Other teams want a little bit of this, they get some of it, but this is always my true north. This is home for me, you guys. And so I really appreciate you guys. I have to go out and do fall festival shit this weekend in Apple Hill. I'm so excited. So excited about that. But I'm going to shoot some content when we're out there. It makes my wife happy to go out and do fall stuff. This is the favorite time of season. I guess I might have to wear a flannel or something. She's like, you're going to wear it. Anyways, I'm so excited about the weekend. But before we close out, you guys, I want you guys to say a big keep it moving hello to one of my dear friends and coaching clients from Arizona. Doralee, take yourself off, put your camera on really quick. Say hi to the group.
Good morning.
Good morning, sunshine. Everybody send her some love, some light. Doralee, just for the people so they know who you are, how many deals will you close this year?
Okay. I'm shooting for 100.
100 deals. Let's go.
Yeah.
So Doralee, this was our Keep It Moving group coaching session. So you guys, thank you for being here. Thank you for all of your words of wisdom. Thank you for lighting up that chat. And as always, my friends, keep it moving towards your dreams, goals, and vision, and make this weekend a weekend that truly matters. Peace.